Hey Bayek, it's me Ian, and in today's video I'm looking at this. This is Hero from 2002, and before I go on, I'd just like to thank Sean for sending this to me. Honestly, this is a wonderful film. I'm so blown over. I've not really got anything like this in my collection as well. It's just such a wonderful experience to have. I do have only perhaps one martial arts film, you could say, in my collection, which is Enter the Dragon. But this is much more than that kind of martial arts. There's a lot more to this film. It's an amazing film. So let me get into it. Forgive me for some of the pronunciations because they're Chinese and I'm not very good at pronouncing things, but I'll have a go. Anyhow, it's 99 minutes long. It doesn't feel like that. You could describe it really as an action drama epic film, but that doesn't really give you an idea what it's about. It's a beautiful film. It really is. That epic feel. It's just a visual treat. Anyhow, it's 94% on Rotten Tomatoes, and I think that reflects the general attitude on release and subsequently that this is something special. This film is. It is. And of course, it's got its famous backers, and one of those was Quentin Tarantino, who fought to get this released in America. Though it was released in 2002, in America, it didn't get released because, for various reasons, they weren't quite as interesting, for whatever reasons, I don't know. But in 2004, it finally got an American release, and Quentin Tarantino was really pressing and pushing hard for that. He really admires this film a lot and talks about the influence of this film. Anyhow, let me just get into it. I'll try my best here. Now, screenplay and story are by three people: Feng Li, Bin Wang, and Zhang Yimou. Zhang Yimou. He's the director. I should get that one right at least. And it's produced by Zhang Yimou and Bill Kong. And so the director, Zhang Yimou, is a very interesting character, Chinese director, and a great, well, he's a great director for Chinese cinema and is also involved, I think, in some Western cinema influences, as you'll see. So his films that he's really well known for, which I think I really should check this, is Raise the Red Lantern from 1991. That is considered a really great film. But the one that I have heard of is House of the Flying Daggers from 2004, which is really, I think, well thought of as far as I know. I'm not an expert on these films. I'm just learning like anybody else about them. And also, we've got Curse of the Golden Flower, 2006. Interestingly enough, he did a film called The Flowers of War in 2011, and that starred Christian Bale. So there is the Western cinema influences there. This is also reflected in the cast as well, because the cast is headed by Jet Li, international star of Hong Kong cinema, who very much is involved in Western cinema. Amazing character when you read about him, as in terms of him being an activist for Chinese culture in many ways, a great supporter of Hong Kong cinema and of China, and an ambassador and a good guy all around from what you read about him. He was, of course, in Lethal Weapon 4, what a film that is, from 1998, wonderful. And in the Expendable films, 2010, 2012, 2014, 1, 2, and 3. Also, he was in the Disney live action Mulan of 2020. And in this film, he's just amazing. It was a really good, clever choice as the lead actor in this film. Then we've got Tony Leung playing Broken Sword. He's just got a massive Hong Kong career cinema. Again, I'm sorry about my ignorance on Hong Kong films. I don't know much about him, but from what I can see, it's a massive career and really fascinating. The more I'm sure you dive into that. Then we've got Maggie Chung playing Flying Snow. She's another similar actress in Hong Kong cinema. Massive amount of films. And then we've got Cheng Dongming. I may be wrong on that. Who plays King of Qin. King of Qin is the king who is in fact going to be, in the story, the first emperor of China. He wants to unite all these states together, these kingdoms. And he's a Chinese actor. And I think, again, it's always interesting as a Chinese actor and the history, because China has such political turmoil in its history. As we know, the Cultural Revolution, a lot of Chinese people suffered under that. And then when that Mao's death and everything, there was a change in policy, and it opened up a lot more for these Chinese artists to come out and develop their craft, which they did. And that is really good thing that happened with the end of all that. Yes, it's quite a complicated but interesting period in Chinese history. There's a lot, even now, it's sometimes difficult, I think, to walk the line, but they are producing really good cinema and the arts generally, and I think that's important, that we should support, because that is an important expression the way it is. Obviously, a lot of them avoid political things, but there are ways of being political without being openly political, if you see what I mean. Anyhow, I'm going on a bit. Then we've got Donnie Yen, who is quite well known in the West. He plays Long Sky. He's a top Hong Kong action star, of course. Now, he's well known recently more in the West, but he was in Mulan, the Disney live action 2020, but this is the one that people might be excited about. He was in John Wick Chapter 4 from this year, 2023. And a lot of people, I think, really admired what he did. But he's a legend in Hong Kong as an actor and performer. And we've got Zhang Ziyi playing Moon. She's excellent. She's a Chinese actress. She's appeared in all sorts of these, not just action kind of films. She was in House of the Flying Daggers as well, 2004. She was in The Cloverfield Paradox, 2018, which is sci-fi horror. And she was in Godzilla, King of the Monsters, 2019. So there is a Western connection there as well. I hopefully I've managed to pronounce all these actors and actresses. So what is this about? It delves into the story that they've come up with, sort of the mythology about China. Basically, you've got 6 kingdoms, and the Queen QIN, Quinn King, he seeks to unite all these, and then he would become effectively the first emperor of China. And there is a problem. He's the assassination attempts on him, and he lives in a quite isolated part in this kingdom. He's even in body armor all the time because he's afraid of assassination, and people cannot get close to him. But this prefect, called Nameless, appears before him and claims to have defeated all assassins that are going to effectively, get rid of him. And that is how the film develops from that. And all is not what it seems. And what is beautiful about the narrative of this story is that the way it looks at what people are saying. Who is in fact speaking the truth? Or are there other things that are not seen there? So you've got that in the narrative of the story. But within just that narrative, you've got this wonderful canvas being painted of these situations. The use of colours for various scenes is just so beautiful in the direction. And you get a deeper look into this aspect of martial arts. And martial arts is just a very... I've known about it since going back watching the TV series Kung Fu. There's a lot more to martial arts than so many things like in the West, boxing and all that is just nothing really compared. Martial arts has a big philosophy behind it, a spiritual side as well, a mystical spiritual. This is dealing with swordsmanship. And also there's look at calligraphy as well, and it's linked. There's so many different interesting factors involved in all this that you get a really look. And this is all set in this epic setting. They filmed it on location in remote areas of China. Now, the Jingzhangu National Park in Sikkim was used, and I'm sorry, I'm totally probably wrong in pronunciations. And there was the desert areas on the border of Kazakhstan also used. Absolutely beautiful. But some of the scenes like on the lake, they had to wait, and there was only 2 hours when it was like a mirror, and they could do the filming for. And then there's the use of the colour. There's a beautiful scene with all like the orange and of the autumn leaves, and then you get how they choreographed all these scenes. You get looking behind, and you see them doing all the choreography and flying around. It looks beautiful. This film is so good. It's a beautiful film to look at. It's fascinating. I just loved it. I really got into it, and this time just goes by so quickly. It does. It's wonderful. It's like we have an art film mixed with a martial arts film. You've got the two aspects of cinema coming together. It's beautiful. I highly recommend this. I can't talk about it enough, but yes, if you've not seen this and are willing to try like I am, and then this is fantastic. I'm so pleased that I've managed to watch this film. My life is much better now for seeing this. It really is. I feel that strongly about it. You learn a lot, and I'm already learning and researching. It is fantastic. So thanks, Sean. Thanks, Sean, so much. And here it is. Here, the Blu-ray release. It's highly recommended, this. There's the cover, and there's the back, and then inside, which has got the disc. But the special features, wow, special features give you a really good insight. I needed to watch them to get a research about what was going on, a lot more about it. You can read up on it as well. Just, it's fantastic. And Quentin Tarantino, thank you to him for really getting this out and known. And now it's a recognized classic. It is a classic piece of cinema. Highly recommended. And that's it. Yes. So if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, and then we'll let you know when I produce these videos. Also, if you like this, please give it a like. And then it helps with algorithms, so hopefully more people might like and enjoy my videos. And also, all this costs note. It's all free, so you can't say better than that. Also, if you've got any comments, please put your comments down. I'd love to read your comments. I really do. It's fantastic. It really is. It means such a lot. And thank you everybody that just watches these videos, me rambling on. And hopefully you might get enthusiastic, or perhaps you won't. I don't know. But hey, by heck, well, let's see. Just come along with the journey. That's what I say. Yeah. So all I've got to say is, I'll see thee again.